Well, we have some Q&A to do. Hope you're doing fine, 'cause it's Q&A time again. Hello world, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. If not, as always, I hope it gets better for you. So welcome to another live Friday Night Live Q&A, where you can ask the aquarium community and I questions on keeping freshwater aquarium fish, shrimp, and plants. I'm actually just kind of waking up here. Had to take a nap. My sleep schedule's all over the place. I've been sleeping like 2 hours here, 2 hours there, because there's always something to do or something demanding my time. So, I'm glad I'm here for you guys, able to make it. And actually, that last nap wasn't too shabby. I feel like I'm ready for the rest of the night, so happy about that. And I hope you guys are feeling well as well. And great to see you guys in here in the comments. Thomas Glazier, thank you so much. Throwing out the $5, 55-cent super chat off the bat. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate your support big time. Get into live chat here. Hope Candy's doing well. I ain't seen her in here for a while. Candy, if you're listening, we miss you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you all for the congrats as well. Seriously, without you guys, I couldn't do it. I would not be that motivated to do it. You guys keep me motivated more than anything. And for that, I thank you guys so much for it. And holy cow, Big D's Aquatics throwing out the $20 super chat, the big super chat. Thank you so much, Big D. Appreciate you. That is awesome of you. Morning from the old Australia. I love Australia. One of these days I would love to get out there. I could only imagine the collection videos from Australia. Hopefully if everything settles back down, we can get back to that kind of travel. Scrolling. How are the Killies? The Killies are doing well. As I mentioned last night, I've only lost one female. And a possibility of that is I've had a couple Killies, as I was giving them fish baths, did end up jumping into that sink. And, you know, sometimes it messes with their skin coat if they get onto that sink. So, who knows? Or the male could have just murdered her. Which is probably what happened. Patrick Callahan says, is it too early to place guppies into the pond? So, like, I could go out there and chuck them into my pond. Matter of fact, I went to the Reef today, local fish store, and I was looking for some platinum half beaks. I think those would have been real cool. If I was going to go with a live bearer into a pond right now, I would probably look more into the half beaks. Especially those platinums are really cool. But pretty much same as a guppy. I'm actually keeping half beaks and guppies down here. Let's see, there's a half beak in the middle. But it's kind of a good combo because the half beaks, they'll snack on each other if they're kind of left by themselves or with not enough live food. So the guppies and all their fry help, which they're all breeding in there. Even the guppies are breeding. Which will be really cool if these blend, because these are the fire and ice guppies, and then also the all other color Dalmatian guppies. So they have like this Dalmatian tail on them. Look how colorful that female is. Absolutely beautiful. Then I got a random volcano in here. I'm trying to mix into it just to spice it up a bit. See how that goes. Oh, getting into my mail here. Hold on. Doing this all off my phone, so I get my notifications as we scroll and roll. And scrolling and rolling right now. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. But yes, this Sunday, I will take you guys outside and we'll talk about what's going on outside, what the plans are, and what I'm doing. Matter of fact, I just picked up a huge pond skimmer earlier today, so I'm ready to rock and roll outside. Just got to get the shovel moving. Have you ever been successful treating Elabiopsidea grain fungus? So no, I never have, and I've never even dealt with it, and I hope I never have to deal with it. But I know some people out there who have. So if you dig enough, you'll probably find some information out there on the interwebs. I just personally have never dealt with it. The Blackyard Bear, Aquatic Bear says, do live tanks sync up with bursts, or is it a moon thing? I think it all depends on when you set it up, if they're comfortable enough to keep breeding, what you're feeding them. There's lots of variables that go into why live bears will do well and sometimes won't do well. And a big thing to always remember if you're doing live bears or guppies is the fry will like to lay at the bottom at night, and then usually they're at the top during the day. So if you have coverage at the top and bottom, your success rate goes way, way up. And also I've been learning that keeping the lights off for some reason, my tanks, I've got a couple tanks where it has no lights, and I seem to have some awesome success with my numbers out of guppies and endlers. And holy moly, Carol Cox, thank you so much for your continued support and throwing down a $20 super chat. It's huge. Says, I have some BBA growing in my 90-gallon. I know how to get rid of it, but I actually like it. Can I leave it? I mean, go ahead and leave it. I think it kind of looks neat. I've got it on this log right here. I think it looks great. Let me turn over. Gives it that patine, you know, that natural look. And then on that rock. So, I don't know. And it could get really long too, like shaggy, real shaggy. So it can look really cool. And like I say, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, so it's really up to you. If you enjoy it, if that's what you enjoy. You can see this algae on the glass though. The green hair algae is kind of starting to grow on the glass. Besides that, this tank's been doing well. It's been maintaining. But yes, Carol Cox, thank you so much. And that's cool you like the BBA. I don't blame you. Like some of my, actually my best breeding tanks are algae only tanks. Same with raising up fry and all that stuff is all algae tanks. For some reason, all the little microorganisms and whatnot that live in those types of tanks, it's just made for breeding fish and keeping fish. And High Aquatics, thank you so much for the $1 super chat. High Aquatics throwing out the $1 super chat. Thank you. Will there be any experience with rifle gobies? No, I have never had any experience with those, Jessica. And I really can't even picture what a rifle goby is. I feel like I've ran across them once, but I cannot visually see them in my head. Glass Garden says they didn't install a skimmer in your pond. So they did install a skimmer onto my pond, but I'm gonna have to pretty much redo it. And this is why I'm making a video on Sunday to kind of carry you guys on what's going on out there with the pond. So I'm gonna end up making 2 ponds. I can tell you that much at least right now. I'd rather hold my tongue a bit until Sunday so you guys know exactly more of what will be going on out there. But yeah, instead of 1 pond, I'm gonna end up turning it into 2 ponds because it's not what I wanted. And I'm gonna try to get to what I wanted the best that I can. Big D's Aquatics again, throwing down a $20 super chat. Once again, Big D, thank you. I keep getting the white ring of death. I stopped doing water changes weekly and only top off the tanks. Please help. All water parameters are stable at this point. I don't know what to do. So I would say that you're on the right track by not doing water changes so much. Or if you are, maybe just do like a 25% water change. But I don't think that's going to matter as much with that white ring of death. It's usually a molting issue. I'm not sure how hard your TDS is, but if there's any way to get the calcium content up in there, that can definitely be helpful. Even, believe it or not, I think driftwood might be helpful too, like the Malaysian driftwood, because some people think it is bacterial as well, which that can help fight bacterial. Plus it gives them something naturally to graze on. And if there is acidity within that Malaysian driftwood, it can help break down the other calcium and minerals in that water, which is really good for the shrimp and a great way for them to absorb that kind of calcium and whatnot. So something to think about. I like rock piles as well. The good thing about rock piles, some of those rocks actually have calcium content within them as well. So really just try to think about upping their dissolved calcium intake. And hopefully that'll help. But I would say you're kind of on the right track as far as not messing with the water too much and really just letting the tank stabilize. Matter of fact, I had a tank in here of my shrimp. This is my cold tank. And I absolutely just wiped out. Let me flip you guys around. Wiped out all the guppy grass. This was just completely full of guppy grass. Redid it. And it was starting, the shrimp were crashing a little bit because I was doing too much for the water change. So I was getting a random death here, random death there, here and there. And it collected for like a week or two. But now I don't see any deaths. I added the driftwood. I got the rock piles in there, subwasser tank. But now everybody seems to be healthy after everything kind of stabilized. So I guess if you do mess up with the cycle too much in a shrimp tank, it can really affect them, which can take time for them to bounce back. So I don't know if that's anything that could help you, but it's a recent scenario that I went through. These guys are cool. I love shrimp. Nice green there. Looks kind of yellow on camera, but it's definitely green in person. Same with that one. That one looks green on camera a little bit. There's quite a few green in here. Fish tanks. These huge heteroids, I added those to the website, you guys. If you guys want some big old mama heteroid cribs, these things are crazy. They're bullated leaves. They're huge. Shrimp, fish, shrimp, fish. But thanks again, Big D. Appreciate the awesome support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Alfredo Villarreal says, LRB, did you say yesterday you were going to upload pictures of the killies you got? So I will end up making a video. And I'll probably have the video and then like a still shot within the frame and then the name and everything. Hopefully I can get that done for you guys by Wednesday. Yeah, I should hopefully be able to do that by Wednesday. Maybe Tuesday. We'll see. Actually, Tuesday might be better for the YouTube algorithms. If you do like every other day. What I need to do is just start slamming you guys with live streams every day. I would like to get to that point again, but I got to catch up with all these projects before I can do that. Once I can catch up with these projects, oh, it's going to be so glorious. It's going to be great. Because then all my time could just be put towards this. Dev Hall D says, any truth to Tom's adding calcium in shrimp tanks? I would say that it could, definitely, for sure, because you're putting literally a tab of calcium in there. It'll dissolve in there, and yeah. I mean, there's places, many places now that sell like these little mineral decors. It'll be either in like a star or a heart, and it's pretty much a Tums that's been shaped, and they feed it to the shrimp as a specialty food. Levi's Aquatics says, ordered some shrimp and plants from you a few weeks ago. They are already breeding. Thank you so much. Hoping to sell them to a LFS. Well, good luck to you, and thank you so much for the support. Awesome to hear that they're breeding for you already. Maple Street Aquatics says, have you thought about bringing a few half-beaks to the auction tomorrow? Sounds like a great idea to me. Maybe. Alfredo Villarreal, LRB, did you say yesterday you were going... Oh, I already read that one. About the killifish. Kind of bouncing around in between here. Speed reading. Bongholio 6543210 says, good day, I'm having troubles breeding green neon rasboras. Do you have any tips? For the green neon rasboras, I really don't have any success in breeding rasboras myself. I know some will breed underneath leaves, but I know many can be different as well. So if anybody can help out Bongholio here with breeding green neon tetras or rasboras, that'd be appreciated, because yeah, I don't know on that one. No. Patrick Hardy says, when will the rainbow fish be back up for sale? Soon. Soon, hopefully. I've got a few. I've got a couple. I just know they're going to go really fast, too. There's going to be people bummed. I'm like, oh, they're already there and gone. So, I don't know. I should probably tell my members first, that's for sure. Christopher McAlpine says, can you talk about your Blue Dream A-Team? So my Blue Dream A-Team, Neocaridina shrimp, I've had them for, I don't know, at least 6 years, I think. Originally got them from Blue Crown, and that was when Blue Dreams were really starting to come around. Like, everybody was on them. It was hard to get them. You had to, like, know the people running the show to, like, really get a hold of the Blue Dreams, because everybody wanted them at the time. And they were throwing everything, all kinds of crazy stuff. And actually, I kind of still wish I would have kept a dirty line of them, because there was some really neat shrimp that was coming out of them. Some like orange striped, blue bodied, just rusty looking shrimp. Realies, all kinds of like blue, black realies, carbon diamond, Blue Dreams, the Blue Velvets, all coming out of the one line. Bloody Marys. And it took me 10 to 12 tanks, I can't even remember, of just lining them out, like my best ones, where I take a colony and then let the colony kind of roll, and then get the best ones from that, throw them in another tank, and then just keep rolling that down until they just got better and better over time. And that's how I ended up getting color out of those. And if you really want to line any type of shrimp, that's really about the best way to go about it. It just takes time, and some don't line up as easy as others, but if you do work at it, you could definitely get them going. Ron Harriman, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Ron. Great to see you in here, bro. It says, in your shrimp tank with rock piles, is it important to have the sandy area or just aesthetic? Sandy area definitely does not hurt, because it's great for sifting for the shrimp, but it's not really necessary. So it's really up to you, because really the rock pile is just there to create cavities to where they can create nurseries in. But thank you so much for the super chat and the support, Ron. See Ryo in here, that's awesome. Great to see you in here, bro. what rainbows may be close to available. I know I have some Amorais. I need to get my Alanites breeding. Amorais. I may have a couple Decay. I know I've got the Cali Rums. And then there may be some random ones. I got some that are just kind of big too, though. But I got big bags. I might be able to ship them. Have you ever had discus breed? I have not. I actually want to do that, but I never really put them in the right situation. What am I drinking tonight? Barg's root beer. It's got bite. What do you think about Shrimp King food? I think it's pretty expensive for what you get. I don't know. I haven't used much of it either. I just see the price tag and I put it back out and put it back. Nuclear Winter, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Nuclear Winter says, will Scuds eat baby shrimp? Will pea puffers eat Scuds? So the Scuds and shrimp can breed together. You can keep them together. And holy moly. And the pea puffers will definitely eat the Scuds. So Scuds are a great snack for pea puffers. They'd absolutely love Scuds. But you can keep Scuds and baby shrimp together. I don't know if they would actually eat baby shrimp. I've never seen it. But I'm guessing if you kept everything fed enough. When I was keeping Scuds, I would keep it like a compost tank where you could like throw your old vegetable scraps and stuff in it. It was really cool and they would eat it all up. Thank you, Nuclear Winter, for the $5 super chat. That is awesome of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hopefully that helps you out. But yeah, those pea puffers would absolutely love that. And Big D's oh my God, Big D. Throwing it out again. Big D's Aquatics, $50 super chat. With the sticker, fireworks sticker. My brother, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Big D. You're very generous. Appreciated, my man. I already read that one, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. Christopher McAlpine says, how many shrimp would you suggest to start a colony in a 20-liter? So I'd probably go with about 10 or 12, just to start it off. 20 if you really want to get it going faster. Ken Cecil says, what are you bringing to the auction tomorrow? Any bows? So I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to make it to the auction now. And my lack of sleep. So if I were to go to the auction now, like I said earlier in the live stream, I've been like up and then like take a 2-hour nap here and then up because I got to do stuff and then. So saying that, I've had like maybe 4 hours split here today, and then it's just been kind of trickling like that all week. So I don't know. I'm still kind of playing it by ear. Like as much as I would love to go, my body's telling me no. James Stevens, who are your favorite music bands? Oh man, so me and music go deep. I've been down all kinds of music rabbit holes, and you name it, like every genre. I've probably got a favorite band for every single genre. I've kind of been through the ringer of music too. But I guess it depends on what genre you're talking. That would make it a lot easier to give you an example or answer. And a lot of my taste has changed too as I get older because you start learning a little more of what these songs are really about and whatnot. But I'm going to try to keep this about fish, preferably. Steve G says, will hard water prevent painted cories from breeding? I have a dozen in species only 20 gallon long with no signs of spawning activity after 2 months. Thanks. Yes, possible. Yes, definitely possible. I would try to get it more neutral if you could cut the water with either rainwater or RO somehow. Get it neutral or below. And often some people will say that, and I'm not one for pH, but low pHs or acidic water will really trigger out some spawning activity, as well as that cold water change with those Corydoras. LRB Aquatics, have you ever kept German blue rams or any rams? Any suggestions? If so, I have, and I've bred them out quite a bit. And I absolutely love the German blues. They do need the warmer water. They need the upper 80s when it comes to breeding. And definitely preferably the softer acidic water as well. Now, whether you want to just let your parents or the adults of the blue rams to keep the eggs and try to do it naturally, I would probably recommend doing that instead of pulling the eggs from the get-go. And just see if they'll do their thing. And it may take a couple tries, but once you are able to get them to do that, then it makes your life so much easier. Leslie's Aquatics says, does anyone have any recommendations for moving a freshwater planted tank? I'm driving 800 miles and taking them in the car with me. So I don't know what size of tanks these are, but I mean, it is always kind of best to take out all the substrate and all the water. Keep some of that dirty water, that way you can recycle your tank when you get there. But get you some buckets, get all that substrate out, dump it in there. Keep that dirty, keep it all dirty, don't clean it. Keep all that mold in there, because that'll be the magic that brings all your tanks back to life. Because without it, you're going to have to re-go. You have smaller tanks, and you really don't want to mess with it. You don't want to mess up your scape or your substrate and all that stuff. You can put cellophane over it and or paper towel on top of your plants, and then cellophane over the top of the lid. That way it holds the humidity in and keeps everything wet, and get the water level as low as possible. And then just walk slowly with it so you don't slosh it around. Zen Ginger says, my pandas breed in 7.6 hard water, but they didn't start until I put large leaf Anubias in there. Then they laid on the underside of the leaves. Oh, very interesting, Zen Ginger. Very interesting. And that brings up a good example too. Anytime that you can replicate any of the fish's environment with a similar plant that may be around them or anything like that. Heiko Blair's got an amazing book about it. That definitely always helps with breeding. And holy moly. Wow. Big D. My brother. Holy moly. Throwing down $100 super chat. Thank you. I could never thank you enough, my man. Says, I've been following you for a while now, and you have saved me and made me quite a bit of money breeding shrimp. I appreciate you and your wisdom. Thank you for your great info. Merry Christmas, happy birthday, LOL. Well, my brother, thank you, dude. I appreciate your appreciation, and that just goes a long way. And I can never thank you enough. So I'm glad I was able to save you money. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys out. And I'm glad you're making it a thing for yourself. That is awesome. That is definitely awesome when you're able to help fund your, what do I want to say, MTS or whatever you got. Because I'm guessing if you're breeding shrimp and stuff, you got the MTS. But thank you for helping my MTS as well. Oh my gosh. That was a good catch. Big D energy in the house. That's funny. Right? Well, thank you. Oh my God. Let's see, Soko Moko, do you have $50 worth of subwasser tank for sale? I'm looking for a fine clump, can only find cups though. So I do have some bigger clumps. The only problem with my subwater tank right now is a lot of it has just a slight amount of hair algae in it. And hey, Bubby. And that's why I don't have any on site right now, is just because that slight amount of hair algae. And once it gets into that subwater thing, it's hard to get out of it. So I don't know if that doesn't bother you. And I mean, it's very slight. Like here, I can show you. Bo, what's up, buddy? Let me flip you guys over. You can see it's just got a tiny bit, like a little tuft there, a little bit in there. Besides that, like the subwater tank looks good, but that's like a whole tank full. I don't know, I could probably do most of that for 50 bucks if you want. Hit up Lady LRB. I got some more grow now, but it's gonna take time in other tanks. I'm trying. Alright, let's see. Boo, Wesley, right? He's a character. He is always so full of energy. He's got one speed, and that's go. Scrolling. And if you do got a question, always helps to throw that question mark behind there. I think I'm at the bottom of the chat. I'll be. Look at that, at the bottom of the chat. So if you got the question, that's where I'm at. I'll just sit here in silence until then. Just kidding. You guys know I can't be quiet that long. You ship on Wednesdays, right? I do ship on Wednesdays. It's what's always worked best for us because it lands right on Fridays and Saturdays for most everybody. And it just works well. The numbers are the best. I believe my Dalmatian mollies ate 3 of my cherry shrimp. Yeah, that's very possible. Those mollies have big mouths. Have you ran Fluval lights yet? I have ran Fluval lights, and I actually do like my Fluval lights. Matter of fact, we were doing a live stream not long ago, and we totally dunked this one into the water. I thought it was toast. So it went all the way in, plunged it. It didn't work. I just don't think I hit the button right again. Or I may not even tried to hit the button, because often if you do drop a light in the tank, it goes out. Best thing to do is not mess with it. So it did end up drying out, and I mean, it's working now. So I do like the Fluval 3s, and just the fact that it's so easy to like change the lighting. Like, oh, there's more bright light. And that makes a huge difference with a lot of plated aquariums, because not all really need that much light. Like just the ambient light for many is enough. Look at these guys, are crazy. What's your best money saving hack DIY? I would say the best money saving hack DIY is the fact that all you need is your aquarium, your substrate, and your light. You don't need all that extra stuff. So anytime that you don't have to hack this, that, and other, and add this, that, and the other, and a bunch of unnecessary stuff, I would say that's the best money saver right there. Wink. And then beyond that, I would say creating your own fertilization solutions. So get you some dry first. I use Nilo CG stuff right here. They're selected salts. Or we've got my macros and micros. And if you can make your own ferts, saves you a ton of money. Ton of money. Because you got to feed your plants. Alright. Wow, the questions really rang out there. T-Shot, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. T-Shot. Just because money is getting thrown around, well deserved. Well, thank you, T-Shot. That is awesome. Thank you, thank you. Oh man, you guys really threw out the questions here. I'm gonna see if I can try to knock many of these out. Will you be selling any bush anytime soon? So no, because even though I do got bush that grows and stuff here, like that's a nice little chunk. This stuff's been growing out like underneath the water. So growing bush underneath the water is a lot different than the bush that you get on websites and everywhere else, or like grown out of the water. And there's a huge transition period when it comes to Bucha philandris. So saying that, I don't think I could sell that to make it really profitable or appease me to want to get rid of it myself, because I absolutely love those plants, but it takes a long time to get them to grow in their underwater version. So I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? If I get like a big tank full of them one day, I just wouldn't have a choice but to sell some. So never say never. But definitely not soon. Ryo Watanabe says, how's the bedroom rainbow tank? Saw a bit of it on Flip's Aquatics tour vid. So it's actually a rope fish tank now. It's doing well. It's got this crypt balance and these rope fish that lay within it, and then there's still some rainbow fish in there with pandagaras and shrimp. It's a really cool tank. It's got bulbitis in there, some glosso growing on the bottom. I wish I could show it, but it's upstairs. The lights are off. I actually should probably do an update video on that, because I don't know if I ever did show it on this channel. I changed it. Zachary Walker says, what kind of guppy sells best? Inler? You know, it's really hard to say. Really hard to say. I would say the ones that are priced the best sell the best. As far as like cheaper ones will sell just because people will either want to try them or something. So my Starbursts have been selling like crazy. So that's the one I've got marked down the most, because I had a lot of them. I'll probably have to change that here soon. But besides that, it all depends on the price. And then also, I think it's about even. When it comes to guppies and endlers, it's pretty much even on what people buy. And some days it's like the black Moscows will go real heavy one week, or one of the other ones will go real heavy. I guess it depends on which one's shown in a video at certain times too. So there's many factors that come to play when talking about that. Because, I mean, once again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Some of us like redfish, some of us like bluefish, some of us like both. Can normal 6500K LED lights grow plants? Yes, that's actually my preferred Kelvin temp. Is 6500K. And actually, if you could get the vegetative, so if you could get like a 5600 and a 65K together, oh, it's even more magical. Because you get like that vegetative and harvesting light, and the plant is kind of like in between of what it wants to do, and you could really, really see some cool stuff. Can you show us some of your rainbow breeding tanks? I can. I mean, they're pretty, like, common. Like, there's not a whole lot, like, any of these tanks, really, could be a rainbow breeding tank. So I'd stick a rainbow fish in here. Granted, these are 10 gallons. I would need a lid for them. But they would definitely breed. Even if I were to have some of the bigger ones, they could breed into those. But for the most part, anytime I'm breeding, I actually, and I have less luck. Now, you would think that having a pair of rainbow fish and their whole own 75-gallon tank, you'd have a crazy amount of fry, which that just for some reason doesn't happen. I know they're in there breeding, But I think that the rainbow fish do like shallower waters, especially the babies and the eggs. Because I did have them in there doing their thing. But I did have a group of maybe 8 or so within here. And if you look, there's little baby rainbows. That's also Daphne in there. So I figured might as well turn it into a Daphnia tank. That way when the rainbows grow up, they'll have something to eat as well. Which I just feed these Daphnia spirulina to keep it going. But these are the Aru Pictus. But I prefer a 20 high when it comes to breeding rainbow fish. Which those are all out in the garage right now. I guess we can look at some of them. We can go out there. Here's that skimmer. This thing's huge. Big. I don't know if I needed that big of a one, but I guess it never hurts. Rainbow fish, rainbow fish. See, like I got these, like I got a bunch of random rainbow fish upper tours, but I could use these for breeders too, probably. Same with up here. But yeah, the 20 longs are my favorite. Here are the Calirums. And they're actually community breeding in here because this is so thick up at the top. You usually see babies up here. I saw a juvenile like yay big just the other day. I can clear that all out. But yeah, pretty much, I mean, they'll breed on anything. Any plants, algae, spawning mumps. I definitely need to clean the fronts. Like a lot of this is just like the front of the glass. It just looks terrible because of the front. Because scraping takes much more time than just pulling out water real fast. And sometimes that's all I get done. These guys are all out and about. The shillies. Now see, you got me looking at tanks. I'm going to get all distracted and forget about all the questions. And these guys, I love these guys. Oh, I forgot. I need to sell some of these. The Bowman IC. I really don't have a collective of what all I have yet. CBDs are really out. Everybody's hungry. It's about feeding time. Have you ever bred Bera 98s? I don't even know what that is. So I'm going to have to say no. What are some good plants for a simple, cheap LED setup? Pretty much anything I got on my website is about as easy as it gets. Because I neglected it all. These guys are cool little rice fish. Oh, look, the Placo's out. He's just hanging out. A little tetra back there. There's shrimp flying around. You can barely see that tetra. Cool, that Placo's out. 503 Aquatics, thank you so much for the support and the $3 super chat or $2.99. Thank you. Fist bump back. Lucipennis. I need to add some of these to the website. The Lucipennis. See if I can get a better shot. The Forever. The Cornet. Dun 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 dun. What do you guys? You guys like that style? With the little net? The fish are always swimming in it too. See, there went like a tetra in there. Lucipennis in there. Hey, that's when you know you have way too much to do, when you just don't bother even get the net out. Alright, I gotta quit looking at this stuff. You guys got me hecka distracted, and these Placas are out right now. Ooh, and the catfish. See, these are some of my favorites, though. I really want to get these guys breeding, these catfish. See them? Dun, 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 dun. They're like little freshwater sharks. That's as big as they get. I think these guys are going to eat me if I don't feed them. Aqua Nugro IG, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Says LRB and Lady LRB received my fun little panchecks. Teddy. I don't really know how to say that, even though it's like my favorite killifish. I really do not know how to say that right. And my red Nothos pairs today. 2 of my favorites. Can't wait to work with these. Thank you both. Well, thank you. I'm so glad to hear that you will be working with them and hopefully breeding them. So all the luck to you, and I hope that they just create a plethora for you. So thank you so much for the super chat and the support. And once again, sorry if I'm missing your guys' questions. Do my best to get to them, because I know I missed a few because I started looking at tanks. And once I started looking at tanks, then I get way off the track. Alright, I'm going to have to scroll back because it's going to be hard to get to that cluster of questions. Scroll. What's your favorite Neo shrimp outside? So really any Neo shrimp's pretty much same as all Neo shrimp. They're just different colors. So really it's just up to your color preference. Flacco's Garden says, are you still mixing your own ferts? I am. I always will be. It's just so much cheaper that way. Oh, Dana Quinn says, oh shoot, lost track of time, gotta set up later, Lucas. Yes, after me, Dana Quinn Aquatics goes live as well. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, he's got a ton of tanks as well. Knows a ton as well. Morgan O says, happy Friday. Can a paired killifish live with a paired dwarf gourami in a very pleated tank? I really want some killies, but might need to set up a new tank. I mean, you could probably get away with it, but it's not really preferred. I really want the killifish to be bred, the ones that I am selling right now. And so, I mean, if you're gonna do a separate tank, then you can breed them, and that would be awesome. Going back to my chair. But, have to watch them, because the dwarf gouramis, they're real peaceful. They would stay away from the killies, but the killies would definitely start getting territorial. And more than likely, the dwarf gouramis would sit and chill back and allow them to be that way. So you could probably keep them together. And you know, if it's a fun little pancheks, you're more than likely going to have more mild mood from them than you would like an amphisemian or something. So it depends on the killie as well. Let's see, scroll. Patrick Hardy says, what is the best way to remove hair algae off of moss? So really water changes is the best way, and to feed it, and to lower the light, and to feed the fish less. Lady LRB says, LOL, who's mixing your ferts? Yeah, she's my fert mixer. She's got the recipe. How do you make your own ferts? So what I do is you can buy certain minerals and salts and whatnot off of Nilo CG's where I get it, but I think there's other places. I don't know. I haven't really priced out. But here I've got a GH booster, potassium nitrate. Let me look at because I know that's not all of what I have down there. I recently ordered some. It's still in a box. But what I will use is mono potassium phosphate. This is potassium, either sulfate or nitrate. So I'll use potassium sulfate and then potassium nitrate. And that will be my macros. And then I'll use my CSM plus B for my micros, which is your trace minerals and your iron. Then I got my GH booster for regular mineralization and just trying to harden the water. Man, that one is super blue. It just really sticks out between all these shrimp. Cool. Oh, Hurricane Aquatics, thank you so much for the 75 NT. What is an NT? Says excited to see how the revamped fish room is going to come together. Me too, me too. Can't wait till it does. Like, I can see it all in my head. I gotta quit picturing it and actually do it more and more and more. And yes, in time. Hopefully by the summer I can get all this stuff wrapped up and we'll just be ready to bang it out during the winter. Chris Trapp says, but thank you so much for the super chat, Hurricane Aquatics. Chris Trapp says, do you have to dose less with tap water versus plain RO? So, with plain RO, it's gonna break it down a lot quicker because it's softer, it's more acidic, it's gonna dissolve those minerals down. And your plants will be able to uptake them a lot easier, and that's why they recommend with like the really fancy aquascapes to use RO water because of that. Now with the harder water, it makes it much more harder to break down those minerals, so you will want to use less with harder water. And that's probably why I have a lot of algae, because I'm still kind of, you know, you have certain tricks that you do through the fish room, and when I was doing water changes I was doing mostly RO. And then I started putting more KH back in with my tap water recently just to kind of like balance it out within the system. But I still kind of fed them like they would have RO. But if I was doing my water changes, it wouldn't be so bad. And that's another thing you got to think of too. Your mineralization is going to collect. So let's say not everybody's great at the discipline of keeping a schedule to clean or change their water, and if you do keep going over time without doing so, just keep in mind that your minerals will be building up in there. Let's see. Man, I am way off base here. I don't know how the heck I got all the way up there. I'm gonna scroll all the way down to the bottom. Oh, new Taiwan dollar. Oh, really? They made a new dollar or new Taiwan dollar? Interesting. Real interesting. Is that actually like a new Taiwan dollar? Or has it been around? Akalish Tapa? I don't know if I said that right, but it says, thanks for the reply, Lady LRB. I see that Lucas has no filters. The question is that when others try to grow stem plants floating, does the water movement work against the growth in general? Yes, yes, yes. And I believe that with any plants. So a big reason why I like the no filter and a big reason why I went that route was just for the plants as well, because with just the stagnant water, for some reason, it works really, 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 really well for plants. And then you have like symbiotic relationships with like guppies and endlers. So you have a planted tank, and then you have all these tiny fish that go around and they pick and peck at the plants, so they're always staying clean. They kind of move the water around as well, so it's not completely stagnant. Down, down, down. Fish boy, you're funny, but thank you. There, I said your name. Scrolling. Okay, I am at the bottom. Oh, I should have threw some pellets into that barb tank while I was out there. I'd scroll up for questions, but I'm afraid I get lost. Robert Virgin says, Hurricane Aquatics, I am also in Taiwan. Which city do you live in? Oh, I just saw a question mark. I started reading. Xanadu, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Always great to see you in here, Xanadu. Says, for all your ongoing inspiration for me and everyone here, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, my brother. I super appreciate it. You're awesome, and the continued support. Could never thank you enough. And I know I probably sound like a broken record. I often feel like I sound like a broken record, but I don't know how else to show my appreciation to you. It's just how I am. It's how I feel. So thank you. Hurricane Aquatics, takes on you. You guys have water? Oh, he's just talking to somebody else. I saw a question again. How many tanks do you have, LRB? I really do not know. I really do not know. That's funny. Melissa Martin says you answered my question without reading my question, LOL. Now I'm curious what your question was. John Stud says, can one bala shark live in a tank by himself? Yeah, no, I mean, he can. I think they do like other fish, though. Like, I think he'd probably like a buddy. That could just be me internalizing it, but I think he would like a buddy. And just remember that they do get big. Those bala sharks will get huge. I absolutely love bala sharks. They're one of my favorites that I don't have a big enough tank for. Punchy paints. You know what I feed them. Says, what do you feed your fish? You know, it's those tetratropical granules. What fish crave. Oh, look at that. They already see it. They're like wild puppies. Bark, 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 bark. Seriously, though. If they could woof, you know how loud this house would be? If those fish could really bark? Oh, my God. It's crazy. You guys are like little puppies. You want a treat? We're about at the hour mark. DL Mess says, if I get more plants to give shrimp more hiding spaces, would that work with my 2 naughty Dalmatian mollies not eating them? It could. I would definitely recommend a rock pile for sure. The rock pile would help you more than any plants would. David Welsh says, can wild type shrimp make different kinds, and is it poor genes that make wild types? So I don't think it's poor genes that make wild types. It's just closer to that regression of that gene that comes out of it. So it's more of a genetic lineage thing than like actual bad genes. And as far as can wild type make different kinds, I would probably have to say so, because that's where we got a lot of the ones that we have now originated from wild types. And I personally have never really worked with just the wild types a whole lot. I know they can have different colors like the red and blue and green and just with the stripes all over, so you can have different colors. But I don't know if that's just on how I'm mixing them. Bosemani rainbow fry with no tail fin, might it grow in? Probably not. I've seen this happen before. Just when they're young, probably got nipped at some point and doesn't grow back. Matter of fact, I had a Melanitania parva. Oddball Aquatics took it, named it Fins and, or no, Wiggles. And it just wiggled, but it was like the liveliest fish that she had. She ended up breeding it and everything. So don't give up on it either. Sometimes those are the most fun fish, or the different fish. My dog is now waiting on a treat. That's funny, Eric. Oh, Doyle rules. Oh my God. Adam Trishka says, what's the next Neo shrimp color you would like to see? What's the next fad color to hit the hobby? You know, I mean, I'm surprised nobody's really solidified a purple yet. I would like to see that happen. Let's see, what else would be cool? If I could really line out these purple blue Rillies, those would be really neat. The green Rillies, that one I found was hot, and I think there's a couple of them. Those were super awesome. I would say really any color that'll strike the eye. Wish I still had my tricolor Neos. I got brown shrimp out of my red shrimp, but the browns had red babies. Yeah. And red's a real recessive gene too. It's the one that'll end up going down the line farther than any other gene. And I've seen that through the blue dreams that I have, where I took out all their Bloody Marys, and now that's like the only thing that they breed out. And it's actually really easy to get them back to the original line of Bloody Mary because of the way that the genetics work like that. The fish are hungry. Fill the tip jar so they don't stop barking. Thank you, Punchy Paints, for posting that. Hope you consider a live stream with camera in the corner of the room. No chat. Just you doing your thing. I mean, I don't know. It feel weird though, with all the eyes just watching me. You know, just thinking like, I don't know. I'll be messing things up. Probably break some tanks, flood some carpets. It'd probably make some good footage. But Janice Lundberg, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It says best tank mates for golden white clouds, temp 71, 73, hard water, and 6.0 pH. Low pH and hard water. Very interesting. Really keep about anything as far as community fish go for. So like all your tetras, your rasboras, your corridoras, your rainbow fish, gouramis, the little dwarfs, guppies, endlers, all those half beaks. Because white clouds are pretty quick. They stay to themselves. And I absolutely love the golden white clouds. They're some of my favorite. Matter of fact, I would throw those in my pond right now if it wasn't for the fact that they would live year-round out there. So they would probably live year-round in my reservoir. Wish we can't do that. Horny's Aquatics and Fitness, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And that is a nice looking shrimp you got there on the profile pic. Says, you're a legend, Lucas. Thank you for all the great info and taking time to answer questions so openly. Lots of love from Australia. Well, thank you so much. Lots of love back to Australia. I really appreciate it. Horny's Aquatics and Fitness. Thank you. And Finn Wiggles. Always great to see you in here, Finn Wiggles. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It says, is it common for shrimps to die after giving birth? What could be the cause of this? So, sometimes things just happen, and it happens to guppies too. Not a whole lot of other fish, but like, I don't know. I don't know why it would really happen to a female shrimp. Especially if it was established. Now, if it wasn't such an established tank, then there could be all kinds of reasons to why maybe they're not molting right, they're not feeling comfortable in that aquarium. But I really don't know why a female would die after giving birth. Doesn't really make sense because they carry the eggs for so long. Unless maybe she was just jumped by a bunch of males and they killed her or something. Really hard to tell. Really hard to tell. So I would probably underline that into freak incident or accident when it comes to trying to diagnose the situation or fix it. So I wouldn't go adding this, that, and the other or trying to change parameters. Unless it was a consistent thing. Now if it was a consistent thing, then definitely would be an issue. And Punchy Paints, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, Punchy. That's awesome. Thank you. Says, what was that? You featured fish again. Oh, you would, Pam. Thank you. And you know it. I got it here. Oh, wait. Oh. They're going to eat me. Yum. You guys are crazy. Look, there's like hardly any down there. Right here? I'm mean. That's not nice, is it? Alright. Are there green shrimp? There are green shrimp. Green shrimp are just hard to line, though, because the yellow just wants to keep running down. Just wondering if you will ever sell blue-eyed Gertrude rainbow fish. Not anytime soon. I do need to get Aru 2s. And I am going to go to St. Louis here. I think just in a few weeks for the AKA. American Killifish Association Convention. That's the big annual one. And Gary Lang's down there. And I need to get some Rude 2s. And I'll see if I get some from him. But if I do, that'd be the only blue-eyed I would go for. Yum, 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 yum. These poor Cory cats ain't even got a chance. Look at that. I'm definitely going to have to vacuum now. That's a mess. Oopsie daisy. Alright, so it's hard for me to see these questions anymore. I'm going to go on cross-eyed. But Carolyn, MC, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Says, I have tried to order shrimp 2 times and had to cancel. Not home for the delivery because of work. I set up a tank especially for those dudes. Hope for August. Oh man, sounds like they are running you busy over there, Carolyn. But we'll have them for you whenever you're ready. And hopefully you can get them sooner than later and things cool down for you. But I know how it goes. And that's why we always try to get them to land on Friday and Saturdays, because most people don't work on the weekend. But I know some people do. I am one of those people who works every day. Life never stops. But hey, I'm never bored. Ginger Graves, thank you so much for the $5 super chat as well. Says, feed me human, LOL. I'm happy to catch a live stream again. Well, I'm happy to see you in here, Ginger. Always great to see your face. And I hope you're doing well. And thank you so much for the support again. Ginger's got like every single fish and plant I have in my fish room, probably. Amongst many of you guys. It's crazy. And for that, I thank you guys. I guess really what keeps things going. So if you guys do want to support the channel in another way, check out my website, lrbaquatics.com. We got tons of stuff on there. And I did add all the numbers back up to what's in stock yesterday. So it should be up to date. And yeah, I'm gonna hop off here because I gotta feed the rest of these, and I don't want to step on Danikin Aquatics' toes too much, because I know he's going live, and you know these guys are hungry. So thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. And until next time, everybody, peace. Have a great weekend. Really wish I could stay longer, but I just can't. That's not fair.